Hi, this is Weekly Reflections, and I'm Nancy Joy in the U.S. today, Memorial Weekend. I'm going to bring up something a little controversial that came through from a direct message from Gaia while I was up doing one of my 5D emotional healing, emotional transformation retreats in Williston, North Dakota, which, in case you didn't know, is the home where the Bakken oil pipeline begins to transfer all that oil from up in that area down through into Illinois through Iowa. And it's quite controversial. And if you're from other places, you may be in touch with this or not, but it's a big deal. And I happen to be up there. I go up there, I don't know, every 3 or 4 years. So I've been up there a number of times and watched this whole scenario take place. But of course, while I was up there, I went up there with, we've got to stop this, Bakken pipeline from coming through Iowa, and even through sacred Native American lands it goes, and quite a movement, quite a lot of tempers, and quite a lot of stuff going on around this. Just as there is around Monsanto, vaccinations, GMO, anything like that people are polarizing over as there's a right way and a wrong way. Well, all that's coming up like crazy now because in the fifth dimensional reality, nothing stays in polarity. The poles are there to come together to create integration and creativity, to create a new way, a way in love, a new way in love. And so we are still very much responding to things that we don't like and make us uncomfortable. We're responding to them in ways that generate, creating more polarity rather than less, and really never accomplish what we set out to fight about. Just like any of the wars in the Middle East, any of the wars really, they've accomplished nothing but pain, right? So we know fighting isn't the answer, and yet it's a reaction. So Gaia delivered this outstanding message. I want to apologize right away. I'm having trouble today recording. It keeps stopping and my voice keeps going low, and so I give up. So this is my final shot. The written part is on my below for YouTubers and in my written portion that you get via email, and it's certainly worth even for YouTubers to sign up on any page on my website to get my emails so you have all the information I'm talking about right there. It's helpful. So here's Gaia's message to us from up in Williston. Beloveds, please understand that my oil was created within my body as blood would be to you. I offer as much of it as you need to fuel and heal your world and to awaken your hearts through the experience of the journey. Just as you generate blood for your use and to heal others, I do the same. I do not judge how my blood is used, whether consciously or unconsciously, as it is the magnificent gift that runs through my veins, through my inner rivers, through my crevices and my valleys, from my heart directly to you. I will continue this gift indefinitely until you awaken from your slumber. I'm allowing this unconscious use as an instrument of awakening for you, my children. In the end, its purpose is about integration and a return to love. It is not about separation, blaming, and fighting. I hold a space for your judgments to give way to the integration where all changes truly occur to return you to love and to me. This is happening and will continue to unfold. Please relax and move through your fears. I assure you that I am already completely healed and returned to my divine perfection, waiting for you to put your fighting behind you. That is an old template. There is nothing anyone can do that can change my beauty and my pristine vibration at this point in your shift. It's there waiting for you to change your polarizing beliefs and responses and bring them into integration and back to love. I am waiting for you to put down your swords and change yourselves from within. Please see my gift in all its manifestations in your world as an opportunity to return you to love. So that's Gaia's messages. So what message? So while I was facilitating this 5D emotional transformation retreat this past June, and at the same time going there with a bit of a grudge, as I said, because the pipeline was already beginning here in Iowa, the powerful message came, and I learned so much about the deeper purpose of it all. In the grid work we did at Williston, we did a lot of ceremonies, we did a lot of integration, we did a lot of emotional transformation, and I can feel the change, the beauty that's been created by that level of consciousness, rather than carrying signs and picket lines and lying in front of the equipment, lighting it, blowing it up has happened in some places. It's not the answer. We awakened ones, we hold that space to know that it is never, never the answer. No, you don't need to protest. You need to live your own truth. Heal your own book of grudges. Take care of your own pipeline, your own blood. And in doing that, you do return to the mother who is there waiting for us, right? So no matter what your deal is that you're advocating a change in, whether it's global warming, heart, chemtrails, vaccinations, pipelines, GMO, activate within your assisting this shift integration. Don't point fingers, don't blame, don't form a picket line. Find a way to bring that into some kind of integration, even if and especially in your own field, where you understand that what you're protesting for and fighting for, it's already there if you can get out of the way and truly energize it from your heart and live it and be in it. The other stuff will fall away naturally, without the fight. Somewhere in you, this is true. But it needs a reminder right now. Let me just explain. The Bakken is a huge shale shelf located in the Williston Basin in southwestern Canada and North Dakota and Montana. And it supplies virtually an unlimited supply of oil in billions of gallons, and it never seems to diminish. It covers 200,000 square miles of that area. So just like you, when I used to visit Williston when it was the fracking and the flames were at their height between 2008 and 2012, it broke my heart. I cried. I was angry. I was furious. It felt like the rape of the mother. But what I never did was go inside and ask Gaia, what can I do? What can I do to help? What's the message? Well, it came powerfully up there. I'm sure others have gotten similar messages. And as I talked with farmers and others that lived in Williston, I began to see really all the good that horrible devastation has created in the people and in the land in that area. The money that came in through the pipeline going through there and through the farmers has brought huge, amazing change. It's taken the people out of debt. They've been able to educate and inform. Spiritual groups are forming. Farmers are now planting crops based on what people need, not on the chemical companies, because they have that power now. They're not broke. They're not subservient to the man, if you will. They've stepped up to the plate, and the town reflects it. Beautiful new library, new buildings, new parks, new medical buildings, all kinds of things like that are going on. And spiritual groups, it was a spiritual desert for a while when I went up there, which is why I was sent. But they're popping up everywhere, groups of people shifting and changing and bringing love in the midst of all of that. And it has made a tremendous difference. It has allowed dreams to come true that never, ever could have come true. And this reminds me very much of what happened here in this area in Iowa in 2008 with the great flood in Cedar Rapids and Iowa City. And I was so angry, and so much was destroyed, and there was so much misplaced and people without, and horrible hazmat, and all this stuff went on. And it was just heartbreaking, and I was angry, and I was thinking that Mother Earth was angry, and she was washing all this away to readjust herself. But I never asked. I never asked her at that time. So what's happened since then, since 2008, this whole area has changed very much for the better. They voted down a casino that was going to be here. There's a Nubo market with all kinds of holistic stuff. It's very popular. That whole part of downtown, there's a band shell. What used to be abandoned factories and falling down homes and buildings are beautiful parks. And in less than a decade, this area has become more than it ever could have dreamed of becoming before that devastation. And I've witnessed this in a hurricane in the Yucatan where it completely devastated everything around me. I went back 2 years later and it was more gorgeous and healed and more beautiful than I could have ever imagined. So there is a cycle that goes on here. And when you're conscious, you can be a part of that cycle and activate a heartfelt change rather than resorting to the fighting, the war, the using the feelings to create more bad feelings. That's not really what it's meant to do. So, in sacred geometry, they say, and it's true, and in physics, if you have 2 points, a point A and a point B, whether you see it or not, it energetically always creates a point C, either right on the plane, above or below. A point C is created, and thus the beginning of your pyramid, with the 1, 2, 3 points. You have man, woman, come together in conscious creation. You have child. You have a positive and a negative in a battery, A and B. They come together. They create a charge that creates light. And this is how it works. It's a chemical problem or statement of the physics and the way it works. And if you work with it, so much can be accomplished and shifted and changed. But if you fight it and protest it and make war with it, it's going to multiply and become more war and more fighting. And you never win. That never wins. That never brings about what it was you set out to bring about. So it's time to, instead of fighting, feel the new earth already here. Focus on what is already waiting for you, not what's crumbling under your feet. You just give it more power. Take a look. This one came from my son. He said, Mom, he called it the Book of Grudges, where we hold inside of us blame and anger and guilt about something. It can be toward ourselves, or something in our Book of Grudges, toward another person, toward an oil company or a Monsanto or whatever. It's in your Book of Grudges. And until you open that book and return it to love through integration, it will continue to torment you. There's no escaping it. You have the eraser. You have the power. So take care of yourself. See the seed of change sprouting in the mess and realize that you are the magic that changes the world. How powerful is that? Please enjoy the good mojo going on this week. I talked about it last week, and that video will pop up here when this is done in just a minute. It's the Jupiter Libra ingress. And on Friday, September 9th, Jupiter moves into Libra very powerfully in command. That's wisdom, expansion, knowledge, good fortune. And all the other planets align to empower this configuration. And it goes on for a whole year. So great things coming. So feel them in your heart when you want to punch someone in the face. Shift and catch your own magic. And for those of you who get my email, the link to the Jupiter Libra ingress is in there also. Have a great week. Take care of who you are. I'll be gone next weekend and be back then in the middle of the month. Take care of who you are. Bye now.